Welcome. I'm Ellen McAndrew Kaplan, the director of the Gallup Convention and Visitor Bureau. This is a third in a series of programs on Native American art and culture. With us today is Martin Link. Martin is an anthropologist with a degree from the University of Arizona, Tucson. In addition to holding a degree, Martin has served in the position of director of the Navajo Nation Museum and was the first manager and director of our Red Rock State Park. Martin, besides all those things keeping you busy, I understand that you will also publish the Indian Trader newspaper, worldwide circulation. You've served as a member of the board of directors of the Intertribal Indian Ceremonial, and you're an instructor at the University of New Mexico Gallup Branch in Native American Arts and Crafts.
Thank you, Ellen. As your co-host today, along with Joan, we'd like to take you on a trip to explore the history and the legacy of our Native American neighbors, as shown and depicted in their crafts and in their fine arts. I'd like you to meet Joan Barnett. She's originally from Tennessee, got a degree in anthropology from the University of Tennessee. Formerly, she was on the staff of our Octavia Philin Public Library here in Gallup. But for the past 3 years, she has been the curator of the Red Rock Museum of Indian Arts and Crafts here at Red Rock Park, just about 5 miles east of Gallup.
Thank you, Martin. As your co-host, I'd like to welcome you to Red Rock Museum to view our exhibits of the crafts of the prehistoric Anasazi, as well as the contemporary Zuni, Hopi, Acoma, Navajo, and Apache.
Joan, you certainly have a wonderful basket collection here. As you know, basketry is the oldest known craft among the southwestern Indians. However, today, only your Hopi, Navajo, and Paiute still make basketry, primarily for religious and also for commercial purposes. Here we have 3 styles of Hopi baskets. The first is plated. The second is a wicker basket from Third Mesa, or the coiled baskets from Second Mesa. A unique coiled basket is one that is in the shape of a turtle. The Navajo and the Paiute are also well known for their distinctive styles of coiled baskets.
Pottery, too, is an ancient craft of the Anasazi, and their descendants, today's Pueblo Indians, still make a wide variety of vessels and bowls. As you can see, we have a nice selection of Zuni pottery.
To maybe expand on this variety theme, let's take a look at some of the vessels from other Pueblos. Taos and Picaries make a vessel that has a micaceous clay and has sometimes a shiny surface. San Ildefonso is noted for their black on black pottery, a black mat on a shiny black background. Maria was responsible for making that so popular. Santa Ana is known for their heavy pottery and decorated with bird and sometimes flower motifs. And of course, our Hopi in a variety of colors, black on a white slip or red, showing parrots and other designs, again stemming back from their Anasazi ancestors. The Navajos too have a unique pottery style and design, in case the older traditional pottery with no design, just a fillet rim appliqued to the top of the vessel. But today's contemporary Navajo pottery has subtle designs and then some coloring of reds and blues worked into the surface of the vessel.
Martin, our visitors often ask if these handmade vessels can hold water.
Definitely not. None of today's vessels are fired in a temperature hot enough to make them waterproof. And so I would not put any water in any of them. We have some pottery today that is made as ceramics, made in a mold and fired in an electric kiln, which will raise the temperature up quite a bit. But I still wouldn't put water in any of them.
How can you tell the difference?
Well, oftentimes they're just made too perfect to be handmade, perfectly circular, or if you see a row of them on the shelf, they're all pretty much the same because they've come from a mold. Oftentimes the surface is very shiny. There's a ring, a metallic ring to them because they were fired in an electric kiln, but most often just the price. Price for this is considerably less expensive than for something that is handmade. Although all of your Pueblo tribes practice some form of rituals or dances and ceremonies relating to the Kachina cult, only the Hopi and the Zuni are known for carving renditions of these ancestral holy ones. For a long time, the carvings were done as gifts to the children. But now, in the last 20 or 30 years, the Hopi especially have carved much more exquisite and anatomically correct carvings so that it almost becomes hard to consider it a doll anymore. This carving, for instance, done by the master carver Cecil Kalanemptawa, would retail in the $10,000 to $12,000 price range.
What about the tremendous number of Kachina carvings that are being made by Navajos? Navajos don't practice the Kachina religion.
No, they don't. And this is where a lot of the confusion comes. Navajo carvers simply hand carve wooden replicas of Hopi Kachinas. And for the most part, they're sold in the lower price range, as opposed to, again, Hopi hand-carved Kachinas that almost always are in the higher price range.
Fine art, too, is rapidly becoming popular. Here we see both original paintings and prints showing a variety of styles, media, and subject matter.
Navajo rugs have always been one of my favorite crafts. The talents that these Navajo women display, to me, is simply awesome. There's no two rugs alike, and even as they weave a rug, the pattern is simply developed in their head during the process. Traditionally now, all rugs were woven with hand-spun yarn. The warp, which is the foundation, or the weft, which is the binder, have always been made out of hand-spun wool. But recently now we see that there's a lot of new wool on the market. It's machine carded, spun, and dyed. We call it processed wool. And many of the rugs today now are made from this processed wool.
Martin, are the rugs that are made from processed wool as valuable as the older ones that were made from hand-spun wool?
Basically, yes.